Well, as you can see, my book's already been started. I'm here at the truck stop though. I've got to go and get loaded now. This has not been a good experience pulling this box. We'll get into it in this vlog.
Well, I'm a little hot, trying not to be affected by it because I kind of know or knew this is going to happen. I got a box, and I just spent 5 hours at the receiver. Over 10 pallets that took him 15 minutes from literally dropping the dock to raising it back up. What are you gonna do? I'm gonna do my best not to gripe about this on this video. So that's gonna be the end of it. You know, I'm very lucky with the next loads that I had booked. The very next load, this load that I'm headed to right now, it's only 37 miles away, door to door, 37. And you know, I called the agent, and luckily this is a direct shipper, and luckily, you know, it's kind of a mom and pop load. And it's a mom and pop load receiver on the other end. So, you know, they're very flexible, thankfully. And then also, thankfully, I booked another load to get me home. And luckily it doesn't pick up till Saturday, which normally I'd be looking, and I was looking for a Friday load, but it paid way too good. So thankful for that. Thankful for kind of everything that has gone down, for sitting in the door for 5 hours. Everything has pretty much gone swimmingly. The one thing that it did kind of cost me was a load in between the next two loads. I could have definitely gotten a load in there very easily and been able to do all of it. So I'm still having a decent week. I'm still gonna gross like 9,700. So, you know, it's not bad. My accessories and everything, I think I'm looking at about, it's like 68%, 69%, so I'll let you do the math. So, I mean, overall, still a good week. And I'm gonna be home at the end of it. I just need to very much place the importance of direct customers and hopefully running the hazmat freight. That's not necessarily a requirement for me. It's just probably going to be the norm while I'm pulling this box. But I need to put a higher priority on finding those direct customers, or direct shippers, I should say. And I knew that going into it. And I'm learning. So it's okay. It's going to be, you know, bumps and bruises. It's certainly not going to go as swimmingly as the open deck side of things. I knew that coming into it as well. But still, being that I'm used to spending 2 hours at a shipper receiver, and that's a long time, 5 hours sitting in this chair has been a bit of a frustration. And you can see, I think you can see, got the computer open and I was editing. So, you know, I was somewhat productive. I wasn't as productive as I should have been. But I did get some things done for sure, which I'll show you. I did something to the truck. It's one I picked up at the chrome shop the other day. Nothing that special, but I did get that done while I was sitting in the dock as well. And I've almost finished editing tomorrow's video. So anyway, hopefully I can get over here and get loaded. We're gonna find out here shortly. I'm gonna cut you off and hang tight. Now, to be fair, I don't think this is normal. I think what I've dealt with is very circumstantial and just kind of bad luck, really. You know, sure, there's a lot of, you know, horror stories, nightmare stories out there about Landstar or you know, dry box freight or OTR, just everything. I mean, you know, there's bad experiences with everything. So, you know, take this with a grain of salt. Also, my sample size is next to nothing. As by sample size, I mean, you know, how long I've been pulling this box. And so my experience being so limited, you can't look at my situation or my experience so far and say, oh, that's how it always is, because it's definitely not. I know a lot of guys, here at Landstar, pulling a box, absolutely killing it. And I know guys in the past or currently that have multiple trailers, killing it here at Landstar. So it can certainly be done, and I just want to make sure that that's very, very clear before I get into what I'm about to get into. Because it wouldn't be fair for you to watch this video or listen to what I have to say and then say, oh, that's how Landstar is, or oh, that's how it always is, and you wind up taking a different direction. So, you know, just please keep that in mind as you're listening to this vlog or as we're going along today. Well, first I'll fill you in on what has gone on today, and actually at the end of yesterday. So yesterday, I was in the dock, as you saw already. I was in the dock for 5 hours, and I only had 10 pallets on me, and it was frustrating because the information that I was getting from the broker, because it was a third-party load. The information that I was getting from the broker and then my contact on site was all kind of lining up, but the action wasn't taking place. And so, in conclusion, it seemed that, you know, basically the dock workers just didn't feel like unloading me. That's what it felt like, and that was the conclusion that the contact there at the site gave to me. And so that's very, very frustrating, you know, because like I said, you heard earlier, when they actually started unloading me, it took him 15 minutes. And what that wound up doing was that wound up pushing me back. I was not able to load this load until this morning. And this load, I have 730 miles to deliver this load. I set it up, I've already booked my load going home, which picks up on Saturday, luckily. And it's paying really well, going to Houston area. But the issue is, in between this load that I'm about to pick up now and that next load, I have an extra day. And I wanted to be able to grab another load to kind of maximize the week, which I'm not going to be able to do that now. And, you know, that's trucking, that stuff, you know, stuff like that happens. I'm not, you know, I mean, sure, it's of course it's upsetting. It's upsetting if it happens to anyone. And I'm not saying that I'm not upset about it, but I'm not gonna like hold a grudge, be mad for weeks. I'm going to drop off this dry van right now because to hell with it. Just, you know, over this. That wouldn't make a whole lot of sense. The swing warehouse. Swing. See, I wonder if that. I don't know if this warehouse that I'm going to is called the swing warehouse. It could very well be, and that could be my entrance over there. But I did come over here earlier. This is the route that I went. And, yeah, okay, he's pulling in that gate. That's where I parked earlier. So he's pulling in that gate, so we're good. But anyway, you know, that extra day loss, you know, I'm not gonna, that's stuff like that happens. That's normal out here. You know, does it happen all the time? No. But, you know, you can't really stay mad at something like that because that's just part of trucking. That's just part of what we deal with. So anyway, I'm pulling in here. We're gonna continue this conversation here in a little bit. Oh, this is awesome. Now there's more trucks here. So, I mean, this is just great. It's getting better and better. Awesome.
Oh, does the saga continue? So I got over here and they were mad because they said I was late. I got here at almost exactly 6 a.m. and it was just a hair after. And I stayed here until about 6:20. 6:15, it was definitely after 6:15 because I got here after 6. I got out of the truck, I think I kicked it off duty, and I know for a fact it was 15 because I remember looking at it and thinking, should I go ahead and wait the 30 minutes? If you're a truck driver, you can put 2 and 2 together and then go to the truck stop. But anyway, so I left. Well, they told me 6 a.m. Actually, well, the customer told the agent 6 a.m. because they get here at 6:30 and then they want me here before the other containers, which containers, there's doors over here, and then you can see, maybe you can see, there's a truck on the other side of this Landstar truck. I don't know if you can see it over here, but there's doors, there's a few doors over there. They wanted to put me over there, but once a container gets put in the door, it takes a long time. So that didn't happen because now there's containers over there. So apparently it's a long load process for those containers. Well, let's see here. You see all these tire marks? All these tire marks in here. The vast majority of those are mine. And I mean, it's a steep grade for sure. It's a steep grade. But this is where the tag axle is killing me. Everybody that says a tag axle can't do anything. FYI, I have a switch where I can release the air in my airbags to put pressure on the axle that has power in order to move. Okay, it just doesn't work very well. This is where I was getting hung up. There's tire marks right there in that gravel. There's gravel right there. Originally, I was going to this far door over here because there was a truck that was sitting here. Well, it took me so long, and you know, not being able to get up in there, it was about 20 minutes worth, that when I got out of the truck and I was gonna come tell them, hey guys, I can't hit this dock over here. I'm gonna have to hit one of those far ones. When this truck that was in this door here, he left. So then I tried to hit that door. And I thought, okay, cool. Well, so I get all set up for that. Well, there was a pickup truck that was sitting right here. He was kind of nosed up against that pole, sitting back there now. And so I got myself all set up. That's actually where these tire marks are coming from right here. And they're so thick because I was trying to move and I literally couldn't move at all. And I was trying not to hit his truck. And I couldn't, I mean, it just wasn't happening. And it was so bad that whenever I set the brakes, when I released my brakes, like my foot, when I took my foot off the brake pedal, I actually slid toward his truck and I thought I was gonna hit it. So it's just been a hell of a morning. So I went and I spoke with the customer, and they said that, look, you know, it's not a hot load. They said, you know, these guys over there, those containers over there, it's gonna be a long time before they come out of the door. And if I wanted to reschedule, it was fine. Like, they weren't upset about it. It's not a hot load, no big deal. And I thought, you know what? I'll call the agent. And I said, well, let me go ahead and move my truck. Let me inform these guys over here that I'm gonna need him to move his pickup first, and then I'll call her and see what the deal is. Well, they've got a switcher sitting right here, per his words, and he asked me he asked me if they could put it in the door. And I said, sure. Now, yeah, that hurts the ego for sure. It hurts the ego, but you know, it's not a skill thing. I had it set up. It's a truck thing. It's a truck thing. And it's very frustrating. You don't really run into a lot of these spots, especially drive-in. This is very strange. It's a very messed up door. Matter of fact, the customer that I'm picking up for said that it actually happens nearly once a week. So I don't feel as bad. You know, I'm sure not all the trucks that are coming in here are tag axles. I'm sure that they also have, you know, they have twin screws. They just can't get it up. It's just too steep of a hill, and then all that gravel that's sitting on there. And then they have a worn spot, and that's where all the gravels come from. And that's what made it super slick. So anyway, Murphy's Law, full effect. Just been frustrating, but I mean, got it in the door, getting loaded. Problem now is I'm losing drive time. And you know, that's a big deal. That's a big deal because I've got 730 miles to go to get up there. I've got another 600 to bounce to get to the next load. And it's all gonna, I don't know. It depends on how long they take to load me here. I looked at the reviews on Google, and all the reviews said that it's a long process to get loaded here. So if it's a long process here, might be screwed. But we'll see. We'll kind of evaluate when the time comes. But just frustrated. I'm frustrated with this. You know, this is not something that you typically deal with on the open deck side of things. And I'm very much wanting to go back to my step deck right about now. I know I should probably give it more time, and we'll see how I feel once I get back to Houston. And I'm gonna evaluate. I'm not gonna make any rash decisions, especially right now while my emotions are kind of hot. And you know, that's really all that you can do. You know, maybe I'll make a little bit more of a wise decision. I'm considering either coming back out with it, giving it one more shot, sticking to nothing but hazmat loads and direct shippers. And we'll see how that goes. But for all of you that are concerned that I'm not going back to my step deck, I assure you that's not the case. He went straight up it. Okay, so I can give you guys an idea of what I'm working with here. There's the front of my truck. There's the gravel pit. That's the exit. Trailer there. Dumpster there. Wall. Death to trailer. Trailer. I can't go out that way. I could go that way and turn around, but I can't get there because of the trailer on the other side. I can't make this turn out of here. I might be able to make it if his truck wasn't there, maybe. But then I'm still dealing with that in this grade. So my fate lies with this trailer right here. I'm stuck here until that trailer moves. Now, I went in there and talked to them already, and they said that I might be all right, because he said that typically it doesn't take them too long. Doesn't take them too terribly long to come and pick up the trailers when it's empty, but he said that it does rely on them, unfortunately. And I'm gonna give you a shot. Look at this angle here. I've walked down. I don't know if it'll translate. It should translate. Let's see if I can widen the screen here. I don't know if that helps or hurts, but my truck is sitting level with that. That's the slope. So now you can see why I can't just kind of cut it to come around this truck right here, or trailer. So that's the current situation. It's like Murphy's Law in full effect. Well, went over there and spoke to the guys across the way, and that trailer, come to find out, I got wrong information on. It's not moving. So I'm gonna have to try to get out of here. And the only way I can go is over that way. He's making this turn here. You're not going to be able to see behind me what's going on. Looks like I made it. Time will tell. Oh, it's getting close. Oh, oh shit. Oh. Holy cow. All right, well, we barely missed that. Oh, we made it. Now we just got to get out of here. All right, I got to close those doors, put the seal on, and then we'll be rolling. Well, we're all sealed up, doors shut. Here we go. Now the bad part is, I've wasted enough time that now it doesn't make sense for me to do a 30-minute break. Because if I do a 30-minute break, I don't get any time back, really. Got 8.5 hours on the clock. You can do the math. So I'm hoping the goal for today is to make it to Carlisle. If I can make it to Carlisle in a reasonable time, then I'll just have to wake up early and drive straight into Schenectady. And from Schenectady, I'm gonna have to make as much headway as I can towards West Virginia. Once I do that, then on Saturday, I mean, I'm just gonna have to start my clock. I'm not gonna be able to put down very many miles. Give it some fuel to get up this hill, no problem coming out. So I won't be able to put down a lot of miles after I get loaded in Schenectady. It's going to leave a long couple of days to get back home, which, I mean, it'll be all right. You know, it's not the end of the world. The only thing that I'm concerned about two things on this trip right here, is running into traffic
and then the unload time, because I just went back there and looked at that load, and oh my God, it's basically boxes all the way to the back with about maybe 6 to 8 feet left of room. So the unload time, it's not going to be a very quick unload time. When I get there, I'm probably going to ask them if they need any help unloading. And if I can't get unloaded in a reasonable fashion on Friday, be in trouble. So we'll see. I mean, I think it's all going to work out. I really do. But I can't run into any major problems. And it's going to mean a very bad week for gross. And it's also going to mean I'm not going to get home again. And I can assure you, if that's the case, I will grab a load that is pointed directly to the house. I will go drop off this drive-in, and I won't touch it again. Now, just keep in mind, like I said, it has nothing to do with this happens all the time. I was talking to that other gentleman that was there. And he said, yeah, you know, there are weeks like that. He said, but the majority of the time it doesn't happen like that. And I fully believe that. I thought that before this week started. So it's just one of them things. Just one of them weeks in trucking make you want to pull your hair out. Oh, wait, my hair's already falling out. Beautiful drive coming through here. Passed into Virginia. Not too long. I didn't drive too terribly long before we were already in Virginia. And headed up this way, gonna go through Roanoke. And then gonna catch 81, run 81 all the way up to 88. 88 over to Albany. But beautiful drive. I've enjoyed this one. It's a nice day. A little bit warmer than what I've been. it was a little bit warmer down there in North Carolina, obviously. Further north I go, the colder it's going to get. But past couple of days, it's a little bit warmer than it has been since I've even picked up the box at all. So enjoying the weather. Would love to make this drive during the summertime, or when everything's green. I think this would be a beautiful one. It's always nice to find routes that you enjoy going across. I'm sure you boys that live over here, boys and gals, excuse me. I'm sure all you that live over here have been on this US 220 that I am currently on. Let me slow way down. I'm not trying to get a ticket. I'm sure this is one of those little ticket towns. Got the trap set out up here somewhere, I would guarantee it. But so far so good. I certainly wasn't concerned about catching traffic through here. I'm more concerned about 81 catching traffic. But I was a little concerned at how these roads were going to be over here, you know, running up through Roanoke. I could have popped on the interstate, but that was a little bit out of the way. And I know that the back roads kind of over in North Carolina are pretty good, usually. And they were, you know, it was pretty solid. You know, there were some small towns, there were a couple slowdowns, but overall, not bad. And this road, I think, takes me pretty much, I think there may be one more highway I have to hop on before I get up there to actually get on 81. But I think, you know, kind of outlook looks good so far. So hang tight, see if we make it all the way up to Carlisle without having to take a break that we can't take. Yeah, something like that. This is such a pretty drive. guys just enjoy the road. But I won't be talking. If this is not something that you're into, go ahead and fast forward it about 2 minutes. So far so good. As you can see, the Petro in Ruffine, Virginia. Gonna top off the tanks. This is that northern fuel. They're really proud of it. And then after we top off the tanks, then we're gonna get some food to top off my tank. And then we are going to press on. Made pretty good time so far. Not the greatest, I would say, but definitely pretty good. Things are certainly looking good for getting over to Carlisle, and then once we hit Carlisle, we will be there for the absolute minimum time. We will be there for no longer than 10 minutes and 1 second, and we'll be pressing forward. So that way, hopefully, everything will fall in place. We shall see. We shall see. But this is definitely the most cost-effective fuel, taking into consideration tax and all of that jazz. What is going on here? Wow. Oh boy, look at that. The line for fuel. Joy. Joyous day. Hopefully it moves fast. He said sarcastically. Welcome to Carlisle, PA. Just outside of Harrisburg. One of the few places that I go to in Pennsylvania. I don't travel over here much. And I can tell you, this day's drive has reminded me precisely why I don't come over here. You know, it's not that it's bad. It's just, it's hard to make good time. It's just not like the West where you can run kind of wide open. You know, there's a lot. I mean, look at that. Look at all that traffic that you see on both sides. It's not, I mean, it's not particularly late, and I'm kind of close to a fairly populated area, so it's not like it's insane traffic. It's just, I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is about trying to make good time over here. It just really doesn't happen. Now, that being said, I have put down decent miles today. Decent. For the allotted time that I had. It's right now, the time is about 6:25. So I got here about 15 minutes faster than what I thought I was going to. So there's that. There's that. actually put down better time than what I thought I was going to. So when you can, when you can do that, no matter where you're at, doesn't matter where you're at in the country, that's always a bonus, right? But I'm gonna get over here, and guys, I've been trying to crank out the content. I know that there were a few days where I was a little bit lax, but it was because everything that you learned about in this video, aside from what went on today, which actually I don't think I talked about. So actually, let's cover that really quickly. So last week, I ran that load out of Houston up to Cleveland area, and you guys saw everything except, well, you saw the 2 days other than going to deliver. Well, come to find out, it was open delivery, so no big deal. And they did a really good job. I mean, I'm talking, it was extremely tight to back in there, but they did a really good job getting me unloaded super quick. But the next load, the agent originally told me, Walmart's going really slow. The agent originally told me that I had up until 3:30 to get over there. And when I called her up, told him, excuse me, that I was gonna be there at about 3 o'clock, he said, well, they shut at 2:30. I said, what are you talking about? You told me that they were open up until 3:30. He said, no, I said 2:30. Now, I was 100% positive he did not, but whatever, it doesn't matter. Long story short, we went back and forth on some phone calls. He tried to get them to stay late. They wouldn't. They wound up canceling the load on me. So that load got canceled on me, and it got canceled late. And as a matter of fact, he told me that he was pretty sure they were going to stay late and load me. And when they finally told him that, they were, or when he, I'm going to say this, when he told me that they were taking me off of that load, I had already bounced over 100 miles. And that's what infuriated me the most, was whenever I went back to look at the load board to see what I could find for that day, which I didn't find anything, that load had been posted 2 hours earlier. That infuriated me. It's like, he already knew what was going to happen, but he just didn't inform me. So whatever, that was last week. This Walmart just flat out ran that red light, I think. Yeah, he did. Flat out ran that red light. So that load got taken off me. I couldn't find anything. I bounced over closer to Chicago since I was already driving. Thought, what the hell? Figured my chances of getting a good load out of Chicago were better for the weekend. And that didn't happen. There were some loads I could have rolled, but they were not paying very well at all. I think that was because Martin Luther King, MLK Day was on Monday. And so that limited, the shipping and stuff. Oh, this guy's broken down over here. Wow. And so anyway, I got stuck through the weekend, and then Monday was calling on loads. I called on 30 plus loads. I don't know exactly, because I didn't think it would take that many loads to call on before I actually got one. But yes, it actually took 30 plus. Finally got a load, but didn't get a load until Tuesday. Tuesday was the first vlog of that short break, that short few day break that I took. The load from Ohio down to Kernersville, North Carolina. So yeah, so I kind of dealt with all of that last week. And then this week, you know, dealing with what I've dealt with this week, I was just kind of frustrated last week. That's why, you know, there really wasn't much content for me to turn on. I could do some stuff, but not a whole heck of a lot. So I didn't share that with you guys. You know, I do share the majority of stuff that happens to me out here. You guys know that. You guys know that I keep it real. And I share not only the good times, but also the bad. In this case, I just wasn't going to share it just because, you know, there was really no content to be had. But, you know, with this day, with this kind of Murphy's Law just continuing into this week, I thought I'd share it. You know, had some issue, I mean, just minor issues going downward, or going southward out of Ohio. But then those turned into kind of some serious stuff. I think I probably scared that guy. Oh, did I make it in the spot? Oh, nope, overshot it. Oh well. But, you know, had some minor problems on that. That really wasn't that big of a deal. But today was extremely frustrating. And, you know, I mean, there's going to be days like this. Mama said. And this was no exception. I mean, I do think that this was kind of the exception to the rule. I do not think that, you know, this is kind of a normal thing. But here's what I do think. I think that it's more likely to happen with this dry van than it is necessarily my step deck. So that being said, I don't know if I'll necessarily hang on to this dry van that long. My load after this load here gets me back home, and I'm debating whether or not to just go ahead and hook back up to my step deck. Let me know in the comments down below, what do you think I should do? Do you think I should hook back up to my step deck? I will give you this piece of information. I did look up on the load board at step deck freight, and it seems to be a little bit down right now. So keep that in mind. This is January also, not typically a great month for freight of any trailer type, maybe reefer, but definitely, you know, not for open deck. So do keep that in mind whenever you're leaving your info down in the comments down below. Also, real quick, the hats. Most people should be receiving or already have received their hats. Greatly appreciate that. I am going to do something, if you guys want to participate, I'm going to do something for y'all. I will let you know that in the upcoming vlogs, so stay tuned. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to ring that notification bell so you know when all the next videos are coming out. Hit that like button if you enjoyed this video. I greatly appreciate it. It does help out the video. But as always, stay driven.